Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Rashmi. So, here is my topic for today's seminar, that is asexual reproduction of Bacillariophyceae. So, before getting on to the actual topic, let's have a brief introduction on these species. Next slide, sir. Yeah, here is the introduction that Bacillariophyta is commonly known as diatoms. These are eukaryotic organisms. These are unicellular, diploid, golden, or these appear as golden or brown pigmented algae. And these are also found as aquatic species in the form of planktonic, that is suspended freely on the water, or benthic, that is they are attached to uh, the bottom of the lake or the substrate such as stones, aquatic vegetation and sand in the water. And also, as we all know, these are primary producers in the food chain. And getting on to their general characteristics, here are a few. So next slide. Yeah. So these are freshwater and marine algae. Majority are unicellular, while some are multicellular and colonial. And these cells are eukaryotic. Microscopic cells are of different shapes, which includes oval, spherical, triangular, and boat-shaped. The cells are surrounded by a rigid cell wall called frustule. So the frustule is a term that we use to describe the rigid cell wall in diatoms. And this cell wall consists of upper epitheca and lower hypotheca arranged in the form of a box with its lid. The photosynthetic pigments in diatoms are chlorophyll A, chlorophyll C, along with xanthophylls like fucoxanthin, diatoxanthin, and diadinoxanthin. And there are some vegetative cells that show gliding movement. And these diatoms reserve food in the form of oil, volutin, and cryosalaminarin. And sexual reproduction is a special type which includes the formation of oxospores. And male gametes are flagellate with one or two flagella. And life cycle is usually diplontic in these species. So next, yeah. Reproduction of diatoms. So the reproduction in diatoms is actually of two types, that is asexual and sexual means. Asexual, it includes the vegetative sexual method. Sexual method. So you can see the upper part of the diagram, it usually resembles a kind of binary fission. So that's how the diatoms reproduce asexually. So getting on to the actual topic. So next slide. Yeah, here is the diagrammatic representation of asexual reproduction in diatoms. And let's see how it goes on. Next slide. Yeah, diatoms, as with most protists, undergo vegetative reproduction, that is by cell fission or binary fission. So these reproduce asexually by binary fission, and it takes place usually at midnight or in the early morning. Diatoms are constrained by their hardened cell walls, so that cell division results in two daughter cells being confined within the two halves of the parental cell wall. Next. So, vegetative reproduction. During cell division, the protoplast of the cell enlarges slightly, thus the cell increases in volume. This is the general thing where the cell has to increase in size before it has to get, before it undergoes binary fission. So, the next step is the DNA undergoes replication that causes the chromosomes also to divide into two identical halves, and this leads to the formation of two frustules. That is the term used to refer the cell wall in diatoms. And so this leads to the formation of two frustules or theca. So each daughter cell receives one of the parent cell frustules like other organisms that reproduce asexually. This causes the small frustule called hypotheca to form a larger frustule called epitheca. One side of the protoplast that remains naked. Now both the theca, that is epitheca and hypotheca of mother cell, behaves as epitheca of the daughter cells. So next. Thus, new siliceous valves are deposited towards the naked sides of the protoplast and always behave as hypotheca of the daughter cells. Connecting two bands are developed between the theca. Later on, the daughter cells get separated. During cell division, both the theca, that is epitheca and hypotheca of the mother cell, behave as epitheca of the daughter cells. So at the side where the hypotheca behaves as epitheca, the cell becomes reduced in size. This is something unique that we see only in the case of diatoms. So I think we have to concentrate here. So after the complete formation, at the side where the hypotheca behaves as epitheca, the cell becomes reduced in size. Thus, with continuous cell division, some cells gradually become reduced in size. This type of reproduction causes reduction in size of the daughter cell from the average size. It eventually leads to shrinkage of the size of the cells, which are just 1/3 of the maximum size. The shrinkage division is a unique mode of asexual reproduction in diatoms, and the algae also needs to restore its original cell of population and therefore undergo sexual reproduction. This is why we say that the diatoms usually show the diplontic lifestyle. So this is all about the topic asexual reproduction of Bacillariophyceae. And here I end my seminar. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir.